Am I really that much? And breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really know you are.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Never mind my year. But today's video is going to be about how I homeschool my son. And I'm literally about to give y'all all the details for free. So first and foremost, I want to say shout out to... Hold on, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all what made me homeschool. So around this time, I was watching this creator on TikTok. Her name is Dion, and shout out to her. And I seen that she was homeschooling her daughter. So actually her name is Oh That's Your Mama on TikTok. That's my girl. Hey girl, if you watching this, I literally was watching her every day. I used to watch her lives as well. She literally motivated me to want to homeschool my son. So I had reached out to her and asked her a few questions about it, and she answered me, and I'm so thank you. Why am I tongue tied? The fuck? And I'm so thank you for that. So girl, if you watching, thank you so much. I went and did my own research in my state. So here I am telling y'all how I homeschool my son. So if some of y'all don't know, I live in New York City. So I want to say this video will be for people. This is exactly how I did it, do New York City. So if you live in other states, I think you could pretty much do it the same way. So yeah. So I'm going to show you the website I went to. Actually, let me show you. I hope y'all can see it. This my girl. Make sure you go follow her on TikTok. So to homeschool in New York, you need to submit a letter of intent to the New York City Department of Education, Central Office of Homeschooling, within 14 days of start. So I literally homeschooled my son his last couple years of high school, and he graduated early, and now he's in college, straight A college student. I did that. So the website is schools.nyc.gov/enroll, and on that website it will give you everything. On this website, it will give you everything about homeschool. Now, some people that homeschool in New York, they literally hire teachers. And if you hire teachers or tutors or whatever online, that comes with a fee. I did it my way, where I teach my son. I came up with the lesson plan and everything. I did tests. I gave him tests. We did a whole, literally, I was a teacher for 2 years. I was a teacher for 2.5 years. So basically, homeschooling is when parents teach their children at home instead of them going to a public school. So basically, you are responsible for your child's education. I don't feel like it's hard as people may make it seem. Because I know a lot of people was asking me, and they was like, how you did that? That is too hard to do. And I was just like, it's not as hard as people make it seem. It's literally not as hard as people make it seem. I feel like if you got the mindset and you smart, and I think the most important thing is the mindset and being smart. And not letting nothing get in your way of doing that. Not letting people's opinions or anything like that try to take away that moment of you wanting to homeschool your kids, because people will and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, when I started homeschooling my son, nobody knew. Probably a few people, but nobody knew. When I finished up with him and graduated him, that's when I sent out the text, and everybody was so surprised, why you did that. Why did you think that was a good idea? I felt like I had so much negative feedback, and my son was done with high school. I feel like I had so much negative feedback, and I was just like, damn, you can't be proud of a kid because he finished high school and his mom was his teacher? What y'all trying to say? I'm dumb? I'm stupid? That right there showed me that people really think I'm stupid in real life. And I love that for them. Because them same people can never get next to me ever again in life. And I'm making them eat their words up right now as I make this video. Because, excuse me, why would you ever think, like, I have a whole college degree. I should have been homeschooling him. Homeschooling is not as bad as people make it seem. You just have to have a strong mindset, especially when it comes to negative comments. I prefer, if you're going to homeschool, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody, because they're going to get it in your ear. And it might bother you to the point you don't want to do it no more. This is exactly why I did not tell nobody. People was like, literally when he completed high school, got to diploma or whatever, and they was like, what you mean you finished school? Like, people don't. I ain't gonna, let me not call people dumb, but that is what it was giving. It was giving like, yeah, okay, you getting homeschooled don't count. And I don't understand why a lot of people think homeschooling don't count. Literally, my son is in college. Then they was like, oh, what about a diploma? Because in New York, you get a letter of completion. As being that you're the parent and you as the educator, your job is to get a diploma, transcripts, so your child can go to college, and his letter of completion of high school accepted for the college. So don't let nobody tell you person completing high school don't mean they got a diploma. Yes, the fuck you do. That letter means something. That letter got my son in college. Why? Everybody was bad mouthing the situation. That's exactly why they was not told nothing or no updates on my child. And if it was left up to my son, he probably wouldn't have told nobody a fuck thing. And I'm being honest. Y'all just would have been seeing him progress and seeing his growth and be so shocking, because y'all would have been like when the hell did? But anyway. So in New York City, I'm looking at my notes, y'all. So how I came about with the lessons, and the subjects to cover so he can graduate. I had got his transcript from his old school, and like the classes he may not have did, well, he did good in all his classes. So I just basically got his transcript from his old school, and I seen all the grades and stuff that he had, and I think he was missing a couple classes, but not because he got a bad grade, it's because he just didn't take it yet. So the classes that he needed, I pretty much gave him within those 2 years I was home. First off, you have to send your lesson plan, curriculum, the lesson plan to the state. You have to send your lesson plan to the state. When they tell you, like, you got due dates or when you got to send documents, when you got to send grades, they give you the whole, they tell you everything on the website. So, okay, so homeschool quarterly, all right, and you have to do homeschool quarterly report and annual assessments. So you have to send in a form like this. I wish I could show y'all. Maybe I should put it on. You have to send, you have to send in a form like this. That's literally the syllabus, the materials you're going to use, textbooks, and plan of instruction. So I taught him, this is his 11th grade. You have to do this every year that you homeschool your kid. You have to tell him the subjects that you will be teaching. Like, I taught my son English, well, the last one of his English classes, social studies, American history, participation in government, economics, mathematics, and science, art and music, health education, physical education, and electives. We did journalism. So you have to put all this in a plan and send it to them. You have to write exactly what the course will be about, what you would do during the courses, like includes tests, quizzes, assessments, to evaluate understanding. And I ain't gonna lie, I already knew my child was smart as fuck, but he's beyond smart as fuck. Cause being his teacher and actually, I know he's smart based on his grades in regular public school, but my kid is beyond it. I can't even explain it, because as I was grading when I was grading some of his papers, his quizzes, his homework, yes, he still had homework. Homeschool ain't no different from public school. The only difference is that you're the educator. So as I was grading his paper, I was like, damn, my son is getting smart as fuck. And I noticed people was asking, if you homeschool, does your child get a high school diploma? Yes. You can go on homeschooldiploma.com and you can create a high school diploma for your kid. You could create a high school diploma for your kid. Here's his. It has the school name. Of course, you have to create your own school name. They send it to you in the mail with the stamp up there, of course. With the certified sticker. It's just like public school. When you graduate high school, do you know, like, some high schools, they don't even get their high school diploma in their hand at their high school graduation. In some states, they literally have to go on a website, probably that same website, and order every kid high school diploma. College degrees the same way. Why you think you go to some college graduations and they don't hand you they actually hand you a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, and it's rolled up when you get on stage, and they hand it to you, and then they tell you, oh, you come back in such and such day to pick up your diploma, because it will be there, because they order your diplomas online. So public school and homeschool really ain't that much of a difference when it comes to diplomas. Let's get into my eyebrows. I hope that I can cover everything in this video, because if not, I'll just do a part 2. And I want y'all to know, me homeschooling my child was not a decision I made without my child's knowledge. I asked him, we talked about it, and he was down to do it, and we went from there. Was he happy when he finished? Hell fuck yeah. I was too. Because at that time, I was in college. I also have multiple businesses that I run. So I really had a lot going on at that time. But when it comes to my kids, I make time. For whatever it is, when it comes to them, I will make time for it. I don't give a fuck what's going on in life. He still got up at a normal time. Like, school was in session in his house. For real, for real. We actually have field days too. Went on trips and everything. Y'all know how I get with my eyebrows. They don't never come out right, but that was the best thing I ever did. For real. And if my daughter want to get homeschooled eventually in the future, I'm going to do the same for her. When it comes to my kids, I will do whatever it takes to make sure they are comfortable in life. And I don't care who toes I gotta step on, or who's gonna be mad about it. I don't care. But yeah, let me make sure I covered everything, because it was some others. So, high school diploma right here. That one's not signed. That was just a copy, and it only had his name. But this is after I signed it. My name, the educator. And as far as the transcript, I forgot the exact website, but you could Google it. Right here is my son's transcript that he used to get into the college that he's in now. Yeah, my son finished school October 1st, 2024. He is now 19. At that time, he was like, 17 and a half? 17 4 quarters? I don't know. But, and it's crazy. It was people questioning, how did he graduate at 17? Mind you, my son's birthday, his 17th birthday was March 24th. March 24th, 2024. He finished high school, graduated in October of 2024. I didn't understand what's the confusion. I've seen people graduate high school at 16. That's why I'm saying, like, my son is smart as hell. Why y'all think he graduated early? Like, I don't know. People don't be using their brain. And I don't even feel like that's early. I just feel like his birthday is kind of late. Because right after October, November, December, January, February, March, 5, 6 more months after that was his 18th birthday. And people don't realize that ceremonies, if you graduate early in regular public high school, say like you graduate in regular public high school in October, I seen that happen with people. They ceremony ain't until June of the following year. So I didn't see no different. Like it was the real, the shit was the negativity for me that had me really thinking like, are y'all fucking dumb? If I had to homeschool my son all over again, I'll still make that same decision. It was very worth it. And when it comes to homeschooling, you have to not give a fuck what people think. And like I said, this is why I didn't care that I didn't care to tell nobody I was homeschooling, because what goes on in my house stays in my house. And I'm just that type of parent. What goes on in my house stays in my house, and my kids understand it. As long as nobody's harming them or nothing like that, what goes on in my house stays in my house. I don't know if y'all heard my song that I put out, Real Mama. Y'all could just go find me on all platforms by Latoya Aura. Real Mama song. If y'all know, y'all know. In the song, I said the media don't even see what I do half the time, and I meant that. Everything I do in life, sometimes the media don't see it till like 2 to 3 months later. I don't be pressed to post in real time. I don't see how. I probably post in real time like when I'm on vacation. Other than that, when I'm in my state, I'm not posting in real time. Anyways, back to homeschool. So when I was homeschooling, after he completed homeschool or whatever, graduated, boom, boom, boom. Everybody's like, oh, what about graduation? I could have threw him a graduation. I asked him, did he want a graduation? That's the thing. Everything that they do in a public school, when you start homeschooling your child, everything that they do in public school is now your responsibility. Versus public school, if your child is in public school, everything they do in there is their responsibility. But everything was my responsibility. I asked my son, did he want a graduation party? A graduation ceremony, he said no. And yes, homeschool parents do give their kids graduation ceremonies. Do your research. They really do. And I think it's the cutest thing ever. And he was like, no, I don't want to. My son is not the person that want to be around a lot of people. If you know my son, you know he really don't be feeling people, don't be want to be around people that much. But if he do, he gonna have a good time. But other than that, he not really like, oh, we're gonna do X, Y, Z. And it was like, I don't know if people was mainly like, oh, it was given like, if he don't have a graduation ceremony, it don't count. And I'm here to tell y'all, don't let people trick y'all into that. Don't let people trick y'all into doing something you and your child do not want to do. I didn't mind giving my son a graduation ceremony. But at the same time, I felt like, I'm happy he said he didn't want to do it. Because at the same time, I felt like people were trying to trick me into doing one because they want that moment. Excuse me? People be wanting moments that they don't even deserve, honestly. And it's crazy because now my son is halfway to the finish line and he's about to graduate college. I'm not in charge of the invites. I'm just going to tell y'all that. So if any of my family or friends is watching, actually I probably will invite a handful of my friends and family to his graduation. But everybody else, y'all going to have to get an invite directly from him. And yeah, that's about it. I enjoyed homeschooling. It also taught me some things too. I just have to do something. Homeschooling taught me some things. Ain't gonna lie, I'm happy I did it. And like I said, I would do it all over again. So, y'all, if anybody's interested in homeschooling, everybody kept on asking me how to do it, and this is how you do it. Go to the website I gave y'all. Do your research. How I came up with the lesson plans. Like I said, I had to go based off my son's transcript to see what classes he needed and to see what classes he needed to graduate. I went off his transcript y'all, his transfer from public school. I went based on that, and that's how my decision about what classes I was going to teach him worked. Now, as far as like what to teach within that subject that you pick, you can go online, do some research, get some textbooks. You can get textbooks from the library. I have found some websites that had free textbooks, so that was cool. Cause textbooks cost like $300 and up. And I know y'all probably be like, what if they deny you? When you send a letter of intent, hold on, let me see what they send back. Soon as you send that letter of intent to your state, you can immediately start homeschooling. I think it tells you that on the website. And make sure when you send a letter of intent, you have to have your child's student ID. And then after you send a letter of intent, on the website it tells you you can send the letter of intent in email or on the website, and it tells you once you submit it if they have any questions or concerns, they will reach out to you. And also, like I said, you have to do this home instruction plan every year. That's the lesson plan. Home instruction plan every year that you homeschool your child. They also send you a mentoring card. Well, they send you a mentoring card because I'm thinking like field trips and places you want to take your son and stuff like that. That's why they sent the mentoring card. Or in case he was getting tutoring somewhere else, but no, he didn't get tutoring nowhere else. He didn't need tutoring. They tell you the deadlines, like the first quarter, for instance. The first quarter deadline be sometime in November. The second quarter deadline be January. The third quarter April, and then the fourth quarter June. They give you the due dates, and they give you the due dates in email. So they send you out emails too. And also if you have any questions or whatever, in New York they give you you use homeschool@schools.nyc.gov. That's if you're in New York. If you live anywhere else, mind you, everything that I'm telling y'all in this video, y'all can look it up on y'all state and do y'all research if you're not in New York. But everything in this video is about how you homeschool in New York. Some of the emails they send you be auto-generated message, but it be fully detailed on what to do next, especially after you sending your quarterly reports. I really hope this video gave a lot of information, and if not, I would do a part. I probably do a part 2, because I do want to like put this step by step on the screen and stuff like that. So I probably will do a part 2. Yeah. And it's crazy because people was like, oh, so what school was this affiliated with? A lot of people don't know the definition of homeschool, which is so crazy to me. It's so crazy. And I'm glad that I reached out to my favorite creator, and I'm actually glad I did my research in my state as well. I do know a lot of people homeschool, but before I see my favorite creator homeschooling her daughter, I did see like a lot of people homeschooling, and people would make it seem like it was extremely hard, like you had to go through loops and all this other stuff. And it was I thought he wasn't graduating until June. Like, it's the whole, like, why y'all think people can't complete school early? Like, come on now. But anyway, stay tuned for part 2 to this video, because I'm probably gonna go into more full details in this. I don't be liking to make my videos long, but I'm gonna go into the full details in my next video. And if y'all got any other questions, please comment below the questions that y'all have, and I will be sure to answer them in the next video. And yeah, I will answer them in the next video. Thank y'all so much for watching, and make sure y'all go run up my song Real Mama by Latoya Ora. Yes, I write all my songs, I just don't sing them, thanks to AI. And that is all. And I'm out of here. Y'all know what to do.